Directional stability involves moments about the normal axis and their relationship with yaw or side slip angle. A disturbing force has yawed the aircraft to the left. The angle between the relative airflow and the longitudinal axis is called the side slip angle. This is a positive side slip angle. If the aircraft is yawed to the right, it would be a negative side slip angle. A question in the written exam might describe this aircraft as being nose to the left. However, a pilot would describe this aircraft as being in a right side slip. If the aircraft illustrated has directional stability, when displaced from equilibrium, it would generate a stabilizing yawing moment to the right. The contribution of the fuselage is destabilizing because its aerodynamic center is forward of the aircraft CG. The side surface of the aircraft is referred to as the keel surface. There is an area of keel surface forward of the CG and an area of keel surface aft of the CG. For adequate directional stability, the keel surface aft of the CG must be increased with the addition of a fin, or as it's sometimes called, a vertical stabilizer. The fin generates a stabilizing moment that is larger than the destabilizing moment from the fuselage. You must appreciate that when taxiing, during the takeoff run and during the landing run, in fact, whenever the aircraft is moving with the wheels on the ground, the directional stability of the aircraft will always generate a yawing moment into the wind. This is known as weathercocking. The pilot must actively prevent weathercocking by use of the rudder. A swept wing also gives a small stabilizing moment. Whenever the aircraft side slips, in this case to the right wing has a reduced sweep angle and the left wing has an increased sweep angle. This gives more lift on the right wing and less lift on the left wing. Consequently, the right wing has more induced drag and the left wing has less induced drag, which results in a small stabilizing contribution. We have seen that the fin gives an aircraft directional static stability, but sometimes a basic aircraft design undergoes modification to increase its fuselage capacity, which reduces its static directional stability. It is not possible to just fit a larger fin, so a device called a dorsal fin and/or a ventral fin can be added. These are both lightweight and simple to attach. The dorsal fin is more common, and not only increases the keel surface aft of the CG, but also decreases the aspect ratio of the fin. A high aspect ratio aerofoil has a certain stall angle, but a low aspect ratio has a larger stall angle. A swept-back aerofoil also has an increased stall angle. The majority of aircraft have a swept-back fin for this reason. Bear in mind that the side slip angle of the aircraft is effectively an angle of attack, and if the fin were to stall, the aircraft would become directionally unstable. To review the makeup of directional static stability, we can see that the fuselage is destabilizing. The fin alone is very stabilizing, but has a limited maximum side slip angle because of the possibility of fin stall. The complete aeroplane has directional static stability, which can be restricted by the stall angle of the fin. The addition of a dorsal fin can retain acceptable directional stability, and it reduces the likelihood of fin stall during normal operations. The final thing to consider is the purpose of the ventral fin. The illustration shows an aircraft flying at a small angle of attack, with a typical yawing moment to side slip angle ratio. The plot shows an acceptable value of directional static stability. As the aircraft slows down, its angle of attack must be increased. The wake from the wing is now contacting the fin and reduces its effectiveness. You can see the plot now represents the reduced level of directional static stability. The addition of a ventral fin will increase the directional static stability at high angles of attack. During this lesson, you may have noticed how directional static stability might interact with lateral static stability. Lateral static stability will be discussed next, and we can then investigate how directional and lateral stability interact with each other.